Good morning and welcome to day 3 of the Apex Wisconsin Open from the Ho-Chunk Casino Dells here in Baraboo. We started with 64 players battling it out for the check for $25,000. By the end of today, we'll be down to just 16. And what a match we have to start the day with. Two absolute legends of the game, two Hall of Famers. It's Darren Appleton from Pontefract in North Yorkshire in the UK, and Mika Immonen from Finland. And with me in the box from Florida is the one and only Tony Robles. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, buddy. How are you today?
I feel absolutely fantastic today, and I cannot wait for day 3. I mean, it's going to be... Yesterday was amazing, wasn't it?
It was fantastic. I had such a blast doing commentary for all these spectacular matches. We had a number of them.
Yeah, we had a few shootouts yesterday as well, and we had a few golden breaks. I wonder what today's going to bring. So Darren Appleton at the table, he played fantastic the other day, and he was pretty fantastic in the commentary booth with me yesterday as well while you were playing.
Hell of a commentator, and he's playing, in my opinion, the way he used to when he was in his prime. He's definitely there. And if we spoke about this, if he continues playing at that level, he's definitely one of the favorites to win the tournament. Look at the way he just hit that ball. And, you know, he started off with 3 balls on the break, too, on top of that, you know. They played an exhibition match, I believe, somewhere in Wisconsin before this tournament.
Yeah, in Madison, yeah.
A race to 30, and I believe that Darren won that match 30-28. So it was pretty close.
That was the 8 ball. The 10 ball wasn't so close. Darren won that quite easily, 32. I think it was about 18, I believe. But that's got no bearing, of course, on today's match. This is a completely new day. It's a different... It's not exhibition. This is serious stuff. But Darren straight into his stroke here. Perfectly on the 8 ball. And... in my opinion, there's few players better to watch in full flow than Dynamite Darren Appleton. And he's off to a flyer. He's exploded straight into action.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure his Papa, I think Papa Apple's watching if you are. Welcome.
And just this 10 ball then. And the big games are continuing today as Darren pots the 10 ball. And makes it 1-0. 2 races to 4, of course. I'm sure you're pretty familiar with the format up to now, Tony. They've seen it for a few times now. I think this is our 5th event. And we have 6 events this year. We've already been to Arizona, where Fedor Gorst was triumphant over Roland Garcia in the final. And then we are here at the beautiful Ho-Chunk Casino here in Baraboo in Wisconsin. And then the CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series train rolls on to Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, where, well, there's so much going on. We'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go along. As for today, after this match at midday, we have Omar Al-Shaheen against Aloysius Yap. What a game that's going to be. But meanwhile, we've got a great match for you here, guys.
You are so good, Mark. I believe you have the capabilities of selling a refrigerator to an Eskimo. You know that?
Or a comb to Ozzy Reynolds. So, makes a board on the break as well. And Darren was speaking with me yesterday in the commentary booth about the break. He's been watching Fedor Gorst's break, and he said, I'm just going to use that. It worked for him before. So he's breaking from the side, and he's making that 1 ball with monotonous regularity. Well, that's gone a little bit wrong.
He did not want to. He didn't mean to have the 2 come out that far. He just overhit it a bit. I think he's gonna go for it. It's a pretty thin hit, but I don't know. I mean, he's such a great kicker. I don't know if it would make sense for him to kick this in, or is he gonna play safe, or but he has to make his mind pretty soon, unless he intends to use his extension.
Yeah, he's called the extension, he's called the bridge, he's got everything out now. And we do have some other matches going on for you today. In addition to this one, we've got Nathan Minden playing Jonas Salto. We've got Chris Reinhold in action, and he's actually won the first set already, 4-0 against Roberto Gomez. He beat a very good player yesterday, Roberto Gomez.
So Darren hung the 2 ball.
But look where he's hung the cue ball.
Mm-hmm.
Has he got the jump stick out?
Yeah, even if Mika hits a rail first, he'll make the 2. But, you know, obviously if you hit the rail first, you have less control of the cue ball. So you have to watch the speed here. And he hit it dead on.
Wow. It's a pretty good shot. What does he play here? I mean, the 3 ball will...
He's going to shoot it in the side and go up and down the table and back to the center, I think. It's going to go 1, 2... And don't be surprised if he goes 3 rails. He gets such a thin hit, but I would bet he's probably going to go 1, 2 rails. But if he goes 3 rails, it won't be a surprise. 1, 2, and he overhit it a bit.
Wow, this is running and running and running. He's okay though. Still got the 4 in the same pocket into the side. Mika Immonen from Finland. He should feel at home here in this cold.
Nice little spin shot there, spinneroni. Come out to the center of the table. Past the 7, actually. If you go past 7, he doesn't have to worry about coming around. Yep, past the 7. Hit it great.
Nice. Played it very nicely. And quite a few in this morning. It's early here in Wisconsin. 10 a.m. start. 6 matches for you today. And we certainly had our money's worth yesterday, Tony, didn't we?
Oh, we sure did. And I'm pretty sure we'll have our money's worth today and tomorrow.
And in it goes. So, 1-1, honours shared, Tony. Now, this has always had the makings of... I've been looking forward to this one since I saw it appear on the schedule. And it's always going to be a tight one, this. These 2 guys have met so many times over the years. As a player, does it enter your head about past matches that you've played? Do certain memories reoccur of matches past?
Not at all. I just, you know, if I do end up thinking about one of the past matches, I think about, you know, before the match, about the mistakes that I might have made that cost me the match in order to prepare myself mentally, you know, for the upcoming match. But I don't let any of that stuff linger. It's not good for your game, and it's not healthy for you either.
Just one other little update to bring you. Fedor Gorst is in action against American Mason Cook. And Mason Cook has taken the first rack. Meanwhile, back on the main table here, Mika Immonen breaking off and gestures as if to say, how have I not made a ball there? Seemed to hit them pretty well, and he's left Darren straight in here on the 1 ball. So have a look around the table, Tony, and tell us the route.
Well, the 2 doesn't go in the side, so he's going to have to figure out a way to play position on the 2 to play it safe, or play the combination 2-4. Right?
But
so
he's
now
played it as if it does go, does it? Or is he playing the combo?
I think he called the 4 ball.
Okay, so now the 2's going to be heading towards the 3, so he might even have to play another
Yeah, he might
combo.
have to play another combo unless he can get that 2 past the 8 ball and play it in the bottom left-hand corner. So if he's able to hit the 4 thin enough to get the 2 ball to bypass the 8, he might end up playing the 2 in the bottom hand, bottom left corner pocket. But if he can't, he's going to need to play a combo or safe. That's even better. Look at that.
Wow,
look at that
look how
shot.
He's played that. Well, I'm not sure it passes the 3, does it? Even if it doesn't, he's got the combo. I think it goes straight in. No, it doesn't. He's playing the combo.
This is
Nicely
just
played.
vintage Darren right here. I mean, he's feeling it. He's going to stick him behind the 8, I think, over here.
He was talking yesterday about not really loving the format in Vegas last year when he played, but now he really is loving it. And I think he, the same as other players, have started to realise this is a serious tour, this is serious money, and if you play the game as it's supposed to be played, you've got every chance of winning a lot of money. 25,000 to the winner, 15 to the runner-up, 8,000 to losing semi-finalists. So there's some big money on offer here. And Saturday night we will know who's going to be lifting the trophy and the title of Apex Wisconsin Open Champion 2022.
You know, I don't know if Mika can get away with banking this and avoiding the scratch.
It was a little bit loose, that shot from Darren there. Wanted to get him tight behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, he just took his extension.
Well, just had to try and play a containing safety there, and well, he's left it over the side. He wouldn't have minded of leaving a long straight 5 off the rail, but unfortunately, he's left it over the side.
He tried to stop it in front of the 10, you know, and unfortunately for him, I don't think the 9 comes into play either. He's going to avoid the 9, so he's not going to have problem playing position on the 6 ball, unless he gets way too close.
Oh, well,
I think he's still good.
On goes the extension on the cue. So, chance here to go 2-1 ahead.
Now he's going to go 2 rails here. Hit the heart of the pocket there.
And straight away, Darren.
Come off the rail, go to the center, past the center of the table. You want to get straight on the 8.
Straight into his float. Darren Appleton this morning.
Comes off the bottom rail.
Pool players not well known, Tony, for wanting to play early in the morning. They sort of don't normally get up till about midday, do they?
Yeah. Well, for you know, they must have really got some good rest last night because they're playing great.
So in it goes, 2-1 Darren Appleton. We'll be back after the break. And we are back. Darren Appleton to break, leading 2 racks to 1. First set, race to 4 in the Apex Wisconsin Open. Well, looks like it's going to be dry, and it is. So,
yeah, Mika has an awkward angle here too. If he were to pocket the 1 in the corner, he's going to go either right to the 7 or behind it. And even if he could avoid the 7, he doesn't really have a shot on the 2 unless the 2 and the 8 are on.
he can run the cue ball behind the 4. Behind the 3 here, I think.
He might not have a choice. He might not have a choice but to play it safe here. I think he's looking at going for it though. Has to be committed. He has to commit. He's going to put the cue ball behind the 8.
Oh,
Was trying to, yeah.
He hasn't made it. That's not a good shot. So a chance for Darren Appleton. Draw off the side rail, back out for the 2. 3, waiting over the side. Nothing to do with the cue ball from the 2, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
So a chance here early in rack number 4.
He's going to draw to the center of the table.
That's beautifully played. Look at this. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, don't be surprised if he stops it here and then goes 2-3 rails for the 4, but that might not be a bad shot unless he intends to shoot the combination 5-6. But if he were to leave the cue ball on the rail next to the 4, he can go 2-3 rails for the 5 or just play the combo.
Yeah, nice. Nicely played. I think you're right. It's going to come round at least 2 rails, maybe 3.
Well, you know, there are 2 things that he needs to avoid here. Scratching in the side and avoiding running into the 10, right?
I'll add a third.
So that's a tricky.
I'll add a third. Don't miss 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
look how great
he's hit that. Now then, a bit of a shot to play here. He's obviously going to leave the combo 5-6. On goes the extension to the cue. Darren, sponsored by Predator, and we are playing the CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series, and we're playing on the brand new Apex 1 slate 9-foot table, and it went on sale to the public just 3 days ago, and it really is a beautiful piece of equipment. And they're also playing on the newly developed Arcadia cloth from Predator also. And we're getting some very good feedback this week from all the players who say the tables are playing absolutely superb.
He's probably going to play position for the 5 in the side or in the corner, depending how much that 5 ball travels. Such great control.
And this is a little bit awkward, but can come 2 rails for the 7 into the top left, I guess, Tony.
Yeah, and even if he runs into the 10, he still has a decent angle on the 7 ball. You know, again, he has to try to avoid the 10 ball here.
Oh, look at this.
Yep.
Played it absolutely perfectly. And this, he must be feeling great inside now. Everything working. That beautiful, smooth cue action. And he said to me yesterday, he fell out of love with the game for a few years, had a few personal problems, but he's worked through them. And he's back loving the game. And that's so important, as you know, Tony. Yeah. If you fall out of love with it, it becomes work.
You're no longer enjoying it.
Yeah.
And you could tell he's really enjoying himself. I think he's wondering about hitting with top follow or just draw, because he knows if he hits it with follow, it's going to die on him a bit, but it still died over here a bit. Not that much. He should be fine here.
This is a little bit like a shootout shot, a little bit easier.
Yeah, but when you're in stroke the way he is, Mark, I mean, you're just going to hit the mark. No pun intended.
You pun away all you want.
See that? You just center pocket.
Oh, beautiful shot. In it goes. Where's the cue ball?
Oh.
Oh. Wow. I'll tell you what, his heart must have been in his mouth. I bet he wasn't loving the game when he saw that cue ball heading towards the pocket. He goes 3-1 ahead. He's on the hill. And
You know,
Mika managing a smile. I bet Mika inside is going, damn, I thought that was going to drop.
no, you know why I'm laughing? Because there's this guy that I knew who, growing up, when I first started learning how to play, gamble, and he used to practice a crooked stroke, but he would straighten it at the last second to hustle people, so people thought he didn't play. And he told me that he used to do stuff like that, where he knew how to hit it good enough to get close to the pocket, and he would do that to give his opponent hope, but then destroy them by not scratching.
That's just cruel.
It's just he was a master at mental torture.
A bit of torture there as well for both players. A little bit of hope for Mika for a second or two. And that one ball going close. The three balls dropped. The 8 balls dropped.
He's making balls on the break. He's making balls on the break.
Yeah, he's deliberately using that break from the side. He's seen it working for other players. And he said, well, why not copy it? And I tell you what, this goes past the 5 ball into the corner. And I think he's going to go for it.
And it's also an easy safe. So it all depends on how he feels. If he feels really good about it.
See, there he's looking just to see where the cue ball's going to go. He's worried about the scratch a little bit. Well, he flirted with the pocket just now on that 10 ball.
He called it in the corner, so
yeah, he's going
to elevate and go 3 rails or run into the 6.
Yeah, he was going to play safe off that.
That's the smartest shot.
Yeah,
that's the smartest shot, especially in the short race. We've all seen how many people had a 3-0 lead in this tournament and wound up losing the set.
Yeah, absolutely right. And you can practice as much as you want, but there's no substitute for experience, Tony. And he's got that in shovelfuls.
Oh, yeah.
I've struggled to think of somebody with more experience on the tour than him right now, actually.
Yeah. I mean, he's won it all. But keep in mind, so has Mika.
Oh, is it going to go? Oh, great effort. I think he went full-bloodedly for that. Unfortunately, for the Iceman, he should feel at home in Wisconsin, the Iceman, shouldn't he?
Yeah. Perfect speed. His speed is just dead on.
Yeah, just play a nice little soft draw shot here. Nice shot. Darren Dynamite Appleton. And Mika IMMONEN, who was player of the decade. I mean, that's some achievement, isn't it? To remain in form over 10 years, Tony. That's some...
Well, you know, if you remember, if I remember correctly, Mika won the U.S. Open 2 years in a row and was on the verge of winning it 3 years in a row and wound up third because he lost to Darren in a historical race where I think they had to win by 2 and they kept trading games up until 16 or 17 or 18, something like that. And then Darren finally pulled it off, and it was like 2 boxes. None would give in. It was a battle of wills, you know. It was amazing. And that's when Darren won his first one, and I think Darren might have won it 2 years in a row after that.
Gone a little bit far on this.
Yeah, he's fine here. He might just want to end up with an angle in the 9 where he can go 3 rails, possibly 4 rails for the 10 in the bottom right-hand pocket. That's what I would do. It's easier to maneuver the cue ball than trying to draw it up the table.
Yeah, nice angle now on this 9 ball. Twice across.
No, I think he's going to hit this with high right and
go
4
high,
rails, right?
Okay.
To play the 10 in the lower right-hand corner pocket.
Yeah, takes out the scratch in the side, of course. Needs to hit this well, though. Oh, and how has he hit it? Absolutely superbly. What a great shot that is. Wow, couldn't place it better with his hand. And it's going to be the first set to Darren Appleton. We'll be back with set 2 in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back. And Darren Appleton winning the opening set. He broke first. And Mika IMMONEN will break off first in the second. Just to bring you some scores from around the room, Fedor Gorst lost the first rack but took the next four to win the set 4-1. Jonas Salto Comino is 3-1 up against Nathan Mindam, and Mieszko Fortunski is 3-2 ahead against Denmark's Mickey Kraus. So here we go then, dry break from Mika IMMONEN. And a shot for Darren on the one into the side. With me in the booth, as always, Tony Robles. Wow.
That was a little bit of a surprise there, but you know.
Took his eye off it, concentrating on the cannon on the 5, I think there, Tony.
And you never know, this might be the opening that Mika needs to get it going for the second set, you know. All it takes is one error, right?
Yeah, we've seen it many, many times. He needs to get off to a good start in this set.
I thought he overcut that for a second there.
Welcome everyone on Billiards TV on YouTube.
It's as though as if he let up on the stroke there, Mark. You know, it's like I thought for sure he would draw the cube on the other side of the 9, because the good thing about that shot is even if you hit it incorrectly, you eliminate the possibility of going behind the 9. He almost wound up behind the 9, you know. So I have to guess that he understroked that or decelerated it.
Oh, he's jumped up off that. I was just going to say, I saw him practicing last night. He was here very late last night. He's still very much in love with the game as well. But a little mistake there. Just not quite in stroke, is he, at the moment? As you say, let up on the previous shot. And that had a little effect.
No, you can tell he felt uncomfortable shooting that 3 ball.
This is a winner's side match though, so it's not the end of the world. If Mika was to go on to lose this particular match, he will go to the one loss side. It's double elimination, and it's the final day tomorrow, and by the end of tonight we'll know our last 16. Then there will be a redraw. There'll be 8 from the loser's side and 8 from the winner's side, and it's a random draw, so anyone can draw anyone. This is the first year of the Apex Wisconsin Open, so whoever wins it will be the first. Nicely on the 10 ball then. So a mistake from Mika IMMONEN has let Darren in and takes the opening rack.
Yeah, he just, you know, didn't have to move the cue ball much at all to run that, to clear that table. More importantly, you know, the more Mika makes mistakes, the more confident he becomes. I want to say hi to everyone in the chat. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate each and every single one of you. I know a gentleman by the name of Dave was talking about the, you know, trying to talk about the strengths and the weaknesses of the both players. When you're talking about 2 of the all-time greats, I mean, when these guys were on, there were no weaknesses. You know, these are the type of players that, you know, worked on their weaknesses as the years went on until they had none. And I'm not saying that, you know, they don't now, you know, I mean, this is obviously later in their career, but, you know, if there were if any of these were to have a weakness, I would say, you know, Mika has to get over any mistake that he makes and not beat himself up too badly and stay focused in the match if he is to have a chance.
I think the biggest problem as you get older is you're not quite as sharp as you once were. Your game isn't quite there. And it's a tough pill to swallow, you know, when you've been so great in the past and then all of a sudden you have to settle for a little bit less. Where's our coffee, Mr. Kareem Bajar? So good safety there. from Darren Appleton. I thought Darren Appleton had grown a beard, but that's a mask he's got on. Well, he's had a bit of a bash there, and he's left the one ball into the corner.
Yeah, if the one goes, he's definitely going to go for the run out. He might end up having to shoot the 4-6 combo, which is not bad because, I mean, the 2 is so close to the 4, it's very easy to get straight on the combo, you know. I think that he might end up shooting the combo and shooting the 4 in the low right-hand pocket, depending on how thick he can hit the 6. If he can hit it dead square and stop it there, then he'll end up shooting the 4 on the side. Oh, he jumped up on it, but you see how he jumped up? Little jump there.
Yeah.
Started moving the bridge and everything. He got away with it, though.
Yeah, he has got away with it. There you see. Just not quite enough. Little shrug of the shoulders from Mika.
Well, Mika has to leave the 1 up there and send the cue ball 2-3 rails underneath the 9 or the 5. And use the 4-6, 8-2 as a possible blocker. He decided to go this way, which is a little tricky. I mean, you have to hit it absolutely perfect. He hit it good.
I like that because didn't risk sending the 1 ball over the corner pocket.
Yeah.
So I like that shot.
Well, you know, if he did go the other route, all he had to do was overhit the 1 to come off the second rail and bring it back to the center. And he creates more distance between the 1 and the cue ball. This way, you're leaving a much easier kick shot.
I just think he's not feeling it at the moment, Mika. He's just playing the easier option. Oh, and this will annoy him as well. I don't think he's had a result here as well. He has.
Yeah, he definitely needs to jump here. He put the 4 in an awkward position, but it still does go in the upper right-hand corner. But he has to get good on the 2. But forget about getting good on the 2. Just make sure you make the 1 first.
I'll tell you what, I'd have trouble getting on the table like that. Never mind playing a shot. What a great shot that was.
Now, I think he might be dead straight. I can't tell from here, but it looks like he is. See the replay?
I thought this deserved a round of applause, not a ripple from the audience.
Not a ripple.
And played for, where's he played here?
I think he's trying to play for the bank, but I think he might have
gone too far.
Yep.
So take your medicine here, get that cue ball down behind the 5 or the 9 and send the 4 ball uptown.
Yeah, there you go. Send the 4 ball uptown and leave the cue ball behind the 9 or the 5.
Well, he hasn't hit that well, has he? Yes, he has. Look at this. Yeah. I thought he was just going to clip the 9 ball. Beautiful shot. Well played, Mika.
I think Darren called the right-hand corner pocket, the top right-hand corner pocket there. But I think he's really going to try to hit underneath it and try to stick the cue ball there if possible and bring the 4 down or hit the 4 thin. And wow, look at this. He made it, Mark. What a kick shot that was. Now the question here is, number 1, can he cut the 5 in? And number 2, does he have an angle to avoid running into the 6? Because if he does, he's going to run out from here. If he can avoid running into that 6, if he runs into the 6, he's going to have to rely on a little luck because it's such a thin hit, the cue ball's going to retain.
Yeah, he's not risking it.
Yeah, no, he's not. Well, maybe he can't even make it. That's a great save there.
What a great shot again. Turning the screw. Just bring you up to date with some scores around the room. Jonas Salto Comino has taken the first set over Nathan Minden 4-1. Feder Gorst has won 4-1, 4-0, so he's through. And Mieszko Fortunski was 3-1 up, and he's lost the first set to Mickey Kraus by 4 racks to 3. And if you'd like to keep up with all the brackets and the scores and the schedule and any information on any of the upcoming CSI Predator events, go to usprobilliards.com. usprobilliards.com.
Let's see if he sneaks the cube underneath.
Oh, look at this. I love this shot. I love this shot. and because it was so close to the 10, just held the cue ball there. So Mika really under pressure now. He's one set down, one rack down.
Well, he needs to hit this one with speed so that if he hits the side of the 10, he keeps the cue ball separated from the 5 ball. Right? There you go. Separates it from the 5 ball. Oh, you hit that great.
Yeah, it's a great shot, but I think he's left a little bit sticking out, and I think this is on, you know. This is on. He can come round.
Well, if he can't make it,
6.
he's just going to overcut it and try to put him behind the 9, right? He didn't cut it as much as he would have liked, I think.
He missed it on the right side, though, so to speak. Now then, I think he's left it from Darren's reaction there. I think this one goes, Tony.
Yeah, I think this one does go. Key here, though, Mark, is if the 7 does go in the bottom right-hand corner, he needs to lead the cue. Well, he doesn't need to lead the cue ball on the rail. He can still play position. He's just going to have to come off the 10.
Oh, he thought he was going to get a little nudge there. This is awkward now. Look at this. Oh. The scratch now comes into play. And if you look at those percentages from Fargo, the Fargo rate is on the left by their names, and then just by the score there, 35% and 65%. That's their chances as predicted for winning this particular set. And as you can see, Darren Appleton is favourite, and he's going to call the extension here. This is a thin one to cut into the side, Tony. What are you doing here? What about the bank? Would you consider the bank here?
Well, he's one of the best bank shot players I've ever seen. You know, oh look, wow, he was able to hit it thick enough. But you know what the secret there was? He hit it soft enough to give the cue ball time to draw away from the scratch, but he also hit it fuller to increase the chances of drawing it past the side pocket, because if you hit it thinner, then it's going to stay a little longer on that line before it draws back.
Well, this has come just a little bit funny, as Jeremy Jones would say. He'd say it a lot deeper than that, of course. It's come a bit funny.
Well, I mean, you have to go for this, Mark.
Oh, and he just played it with that little bit extra pace, which meant the pocket wouldn't accept it. If he'd have stroked it in, it would have accepted it because it was accurate enough. It was only the pace that kept it out. So a gift for Darren Appleton here. And he doesn't miss these opportunities. Head in the hands time for Mika. And when this 10 ball drops in, we're going to drop out for a very, very quick break, but we'll be back with Appleton winning 2-0. to the Ho Chunk Gaming Dells here in the lovely little, I call it a village actually, of Baraboo in Wisconsin, just outside Madison, a couple of hours away. And Darren breaking off, sticking with the break from the side. Now then, he's made a ball, and does this one past the 3? The 2 is inviting over the opposite corner pocket.
If it does, he's going to go for it. If not, then he's just going to probably overcut the 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure it does go.
Maybe he can just hit it dead on too, and just bank it 2 rails between the 4 and the 6 and leave the cube on the bottom rail.
I think he went for that. Oh, and he's going to scratch. He's going to scratch. In it goes. Now then, this is a big, big chance for for Mika Immonen, and he must take this, you feel.
Yeah, you have to go for the run out. I mean, what else is he going to do? You know, if he leaves a cue ball anywhere on the right-hand rail, the long rail, he can go 2, 3 rails for position on the 3. It's the easiest way.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? There's my New York accent. How's that coming in?
Not bad. Not bad. Forget about it. So the key here is make sure he gets past that 8 ball.
So he wants the cue ball somewhere where it is now, yes?
Well, once you come off that 3rd rail, you're going right towards the 3 ball. So you just need to make sure you get past that 8 ball.
Just like that. What a great shot. Perfectly played. Well, he's a little bit straight maybe, but I think he can just follow this through a little bit for the 4 into the top left-hand pocket as we look.
Yeah, he might have enough angle to get... Oh, yeah, stun it past the 9. Yeah.
That's okay. Nice little stun out for the 6 into the pocket where he's standing. So this is looking good for Mika.
Another stun follow here, actually.
Just has to run it. Just has to run this rack now. Can't afford any more misses. Doesn't want Darren getting on the hill.
He's going to play the 7 in the side here.
Yeah. For the first time in the match, it looks like Mika has found his stroke. He's a little bit short of pace there. A little bit more angle on this 7 than he would have liked.
He's thinking of playing the 8 in the same side, but he can also go 2 rails with follow, and then that's a better shot. Because at least once you come off that rail, remember I told you, you're on that line, even though you're going away from it, as opposed to coming on that line. It works both ways.
Yeah, so good clinical run out here from Mika. And we'll pull one back. And he'll have the break in the next rack. Just going to bring you a few scores from around the room. As I told you earlier on, Fedor Gorst is already through. He won 4-1, 4-0. Dimitris Lukatos is 3-2 ahead against Sharik Saeed from Singapore. And Sharik's best friend will be here on the match table next. Aloysius Yap will be playing Omar Al-Shaheen. That's a great matchup for our midday match. And then we'll have another 4 after that, and we'll keep you up to date with the schedule as soon as we have it. And there's Fortunski 2-1 up in the 2nd set after losing the first one. So Mika to break.
And you know he's going to break from the same spot that Darren's breaking from, because Darren's had a lot of success breaking from there. Let's see what happens, because Mika's normally breaks from the center of the table.
And it's looking dry.
Unfortunately, he didn't make anything, but fortunately he left him behind a ball. So Darren's going to be forced to push out, and he doesn't want to leave an easy safe or a shot where he can pocket the 1 and play position for the 2.
Kick to near the top right-hand corner pocket is my suggestion. Just leave him the edge of the 1 ball so that he can't see enough of the 1 to leave him behind the 6 or the 10.
Yeah, if he runs into the 5 ball, and just leave the cue ball there, I mean, I seriously doubt Mika's going to try to cut that in or even just go near it.
Undecided, and might as well use your time after the break. You do get 60 seconds after the break, and we are using a shot clock, 30 seconds and 1 extension per rack per player.
So let's see if Mika can actually hold the ball here. If he can hold the ball here, even if he doesn't freeze him behind the 6.
See, that's the shot that I didn't
Yeah.
think he would leave him the possibility to do. I thought, who am I to say, but I thought he played the wrong push there.
No. He played the right push. The problem is that he didn't leave the cue ball frozen on the rail. See, I would have hit the 5 with follow and follow the cue ball to freeze on the rail. He gave him the ability to hit it low to slow down the speed of the cue ball and inside spin. You can't do that if you're frozen on the rail.
You know what I like about you? You always talk sense. Just make everything sound so
You know what I
right.
like? You know what I like about you? You're the greatest color commentator in the world today. How's that?
Oh, stop it already. You're going to make me blush. Oh, he's caught the 5 ball.
I'll tell you what, that's big. This is big for Mika.
And it all stems from that bad push-out shot that he played. He didn't play the push-out right, gave Mika the opportunity to play that good safety, and that has led to ball in hand. And now this is a real chance to go 2-2. He'll be breaking to get on the hill, and who knows, we could be starting day 3 with a shootout. And that is what we love about this format. It looks like one player is running away with it, and then all of a sudden it goes the other way.
Yeah, and you know, the four is not in a bad position. He doesn't need to get perfect from the 3 to the 4. But I think he needs to end up leaving the cue ball where he can hit the 3 full.
Oh, don't
That's
go
even
too
better.
far.
No, that's even better. That's even better because now he can hit the opposite side of the 3. So now by doing that, he completely eliminated the 5.
Yeah, he's coming away from the 5 straight away. Needs to judge this, though, when they're close to the side, when they're close to the pocket, or not always easy. And he's okay.
Now that one surprised me a bit. I thought he was going to hit the 3 fuller and go near the side pocket to the left and play the 4 in the side pocket.
Chris Reinhold has gone through. Also. So
let's see if he goes 1 or 2 rails. 1 rail.
Darren breathing heavy there.
Again, 1 rail. Shoot the 7 in the top left-hand corner. Hit this with low left.
Oh, don't scratch in the side. He's okay. It was on its way, but he judged the pace just right.
Over here, he's probably just going to slide it over, coming off the top rail. I mean, the long rail, shooting the 8 in the corner.
You don't like drawing for it in the side?
I don't know. If he has enough angle, yes. But if not, then he just needs to slide it over. Because at least he's not really moving the cue ball much that way. Here, you know, he can either draw it to the long rail and play the 9 and then come down for the 10 in the left side, or just stun it, leave it there, and then go 2 rails, 3 rails actually, towards the 10 ball. I like that one better because, again, you're minimizing the movement of the cue ball, right? Mark White style.
So this was a huge rack. I mean, they're all big. But you see Darren getting onto the hill, then it's going to be tough for Mika. But now it's 2-2 when he puts this 10 ball. And if he does, we're going to go for a very short break. But we will be back with rack number 5. Welcome back to the 2022 Apex Wisconsin Open, here live from the beautiful Ho-Chunk Gaming Dells here in Baraboo, and it's nicely poised Mika Immonen 2-2 with Darren Appleton, and he's made a ball on the break and he's nicely on the one here, and this will take him to the hill, and who knows, we could end up having a shootout, Tony. It didn't look that way, did it?
No, not after the first couple of games when Darren took a 2-0 lead. But he's made a little comeback here and has the opportunity to go on the hill here. Just have to be careful getting on the 2 here. Doesn't want to end up, you know, on top of the 5 or the 8 ball.
Cue ball still running.
He hit a perfect speed.
Yeah.
See, but if you get a little hard there and then, you know, it ends up on top of the 5 or the 8, now he has to contend with shooting over the ball. He hit that great.
He hasn't gone mountain climbing.
Yeah, no Mount Everest for him. You know, you try to get straight there. He's still in good shape here. We'll probably shoot the 5 in either the side or the top left-hand corner. That's probably the safest bet, because the only other option is to try to go between the 5 and the 9, and I think that's a little dangerous at this point, unless he has such a thin hit that he can't, you know, really kill the cue ball down there. So
I was just going to say, this looks really fine, this 4 ball. He needs to control this cue ball, as you say. Not easy.
Yeah.
Mighty fine. Now, where's the cue ball going to end up? It looks pretty good to me. What a great shot this is. So,
and that was a touchy shot, because he had to hit it with just the right amount of spin to not just hit the point on the rail that he hit, but to avoid running into the 9 and the 10.
Yeah, played it with a nice little touch of left hand, didn't he? A little bit of inside to check it off that top rail. So things looking good for Mika. 5 in the side. Can't see any problems here. And there's a right battle going on the table next to us, table 2. Mickey Kraus with Mieszko Fortunski, and also Dimitris Lukatos, 3-3 with Saeed at the moment. And Mickey Kraus is 3-2 down in the second set.
So, you know, do you slide this over and shoot the 9 in the corner? I would.
Well, he's a little bit, not really tweeny, but a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but he has a little angle here. You know, just cinch it, come off the rail, and go towards the 10, right? Wow.
Yeah, I tell you, I didn't like that shot. It's one of those shots where it's one of them angles that you don't come across too often. You know, and you're a little bit closer to it than you normally would be. I thought that was missable.
Yeah. Well, he obviously missed
change.
it.
What a change that's made. It's going to be now Darren Appleton breaking on the hill. And Mika Immonen looking up to the skies. Cannot believe it. And in it goes. Wow.
You know, to be honest with you, Mark, I think that when he shot the 8, he didn't want to run it that much, and he kind of had that in the back of his mind when he got down for the 9. And instead of letting it go, I think he let it linger a bit, you know. And it's just those little things that make a massive difference, especially in a short race like this.
I want to mention a friend of mine called Joey Russell, and he's asked me to ask you a question. And I've forgotten what it is.
Welcome to the club.
I'm going to have to check my messages to see what he wanted me to ask you. Oh, I know what it was. I've just remembered. How's your memory? No, it wasn't that. It was, we'll go back to that a little bit later. Darren Appleton is going to break. But remind me to ask you the question from Joey Russell.
Okay.
Oh, crunching break. Almost made the 1 in the side. That did make the 3 in the side. Is the 5 going to drop? No. Has he got a shot on the 1? Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, it could be all over here. And he's got the 2-5 combo to follow. And how quick this game can change Mika IMMONEN on the 9 ball looked as if he was going to get to the hill and be breaking. Instead, missed not a gimme 9, but a 9 that you'd expect him to make. And all of a sudden, this great break from Darren Appleton means he should now advance to the last 16.
I mean, Darren missed a couple of shots that were unexpected this match, but he looked comfortable the entire match. Whereas Mika, in my opinion, never looked comfortable in the match.
Look what Darren's doing here. Now he's looking at the 4 ball because he's thinking I might make the 2 here as well and play position for the 4 at the same time, just in case. I think he's going to make both balls here, Tony.
Yep.
There you go. Nicely on the 4. And all of a sudden...
That's what I call just in case position, right?
Yeah. Six matches.
Just little tap, little tap.
6 matches for you today. Perfect on the 6 now. Next up will be Aloysius Yap from Singapore, playing against Omar Al-Shaheen from Kuwait. Omar Al-Shaheen, of course, runner-up to Albin Ocean. 9-ball World Championships last year. I was there in Milton Keynes.
1 rail with no spin here, maybe just a tad bit of right, just to get on the other side of the 8 ball.
Yeah, just like that, you're right. Perfect. So, well, it hasn't been a really emphatic performance from Darren Appleton, but he's just done enough, and Mika has been just a little bit under par, I think, and that sums the game up.
He's going to go 2 rails here and go past the 9 ball, so that way he has an angle just to come down for the 10. That way he doesn't have to really do anything special. Just roll it. It's perfect.
He'll be feeling great now. So just this 9 and the 10 for the match. Mika will go to the 1 loss side. Darren will be in the draw tonight for the last 16. And in it goes, and we'll be back with Aloysius Yap, Omar Al-Shaheen soon.